And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy here.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Richter, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes.
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when it's
try
time,
this with
when,
you.
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
Just a sexy eye right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Each words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Now rockin' with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well out there. Man, sorry for the late start today. It's a tough one today for me. And I think Jack will be on joining us a little bit later in the show today. Unfortunately, David won't be with us today. He's got some stuff going on. But I hope you guys had a fantastic and festive weekend. It was a long weekend for us. Due to the fact that it was Thanksgiving this past weekend. Of course, I wanted to give everybody a chance to just kind of chill out, relax, enjoy their time, and all of that. So, I hope you guys had a wonderful and festive Thanksgiving. I hope you guys got fat off a whole lot of food. Hopefully, you guys took a whole bunch of naps over this weekend. Had a whole bunch of leftovers, had more naps, you know what I'm saying? But got to spend some precious time with your family members and the people that you love and hold dear in your hearts. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to say that really quick because I didn't really get a chance to. Well, I did say it quite a bit this past few shows before Thanksgiving and everything. But of course, I want to make sure that everybody had a wonderful time and got some really good food, got some good food in you, had a good time and all that. So, good morning to everybody who's starting to file in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of the conversation today. Today's not going to be a very heavy show today because personally, today is a very heavy day for me. I'll explain that a little bit later. But we will be talking about a few things. We will be recapping the fight that happened this weekend on Saturday. I know I did a video about another fight, which, of course, I'll recap on that as well. Of course, we got the Moderna vaccine. We got to talk about that as well. And obviously, there's going to be some things that are going to be popping up throughout the day, I'm sure, or throughout the show, of breaking news and all things, anything that I missed, because there was a lot of things that happened over this weekend that I happened to miss. So we will be talking about a whole bunch of stuff today. But anyway, so here's the thing. Today's a very tough day for me personally. Today is the day that I lost my father a year ago today. So today is a little bit of a heavy day for me, because it's the first year. It's the first year without my dad. It's holiday time. It's coronavirus is insane right now and all that. And, I'm upset. Of course, I still am mourning the death of my father. My dad was the bomb. My father was an incredible man, or as I said at his when I did his eulogy, I said that he was a remarkable man, and he most definitely was. He was somebody that I still to this day am trying to live up to his name, live up to what he left behind. And he really is somebody who was very special to everyone, to a lot of people. The most well-spoken, most charismatic person I've ever known. And what a tremendous heart my father had too. So a year ago today, my father passed away around loved ones. And I guess that's the way you want to go, right? Surrounded by people who love you. He has been missed. So today is a little bit of a tough one. Today was a day that was very hard to get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about it. I was like, do I want to do a show today or no? And I said, you know what? I got to do it. What would my dad do, right? What would dad do? He would get up and he would do the damn show. So I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get through it. Hopefully we'll have some laughs along the way. Talk about some serious-ish and all that stuff. So thank you guys for letting me, get that off my chest. Obviously, I feel like I'm fairly transparent with y'all on this show. I keeps it 100%. 110% real with y'all. I keep it straight funky with y'all on this show. So I appreciate you guys just taking the time to hear me out on this stuff. I miss you, Dad, and may you forever rest in heaven. Anyway, we got to jump into this thing, man. We got to talk about this. Man, we got to talk about this fight. Tyson versus Jones that happened this past weekend. There was a bunch of other people on the card. There was a lot of other fights that were happening on the card as well. What was very interesting, which I talked about in another video, was the fight between Nate Robinson and Jake Paul. Okay, I'm gonna tap on that just a tiny bit, y'all, and then we're gonna talk about the Tyson Jones fight. Okay. I gotta be straight funky with y'all. I didn't expect that to happen. I was expecting Nate Robinson to waltz in, bop, bop, ding, ding, game over. You know what I'm saying? Nate Robinson, winner, and he walks out the ring. No issues, all that stuff. But this for real, bruh, I was surprised. First off, you got a guy, real quick, Nate Robinson, who's never fought before. Not ever fought before, right? First time walking into the ring. It didn't even look like he knew how to spar, like he hadn't sparred before or something. I don't know what happened. But he got knocked the F out. Bruh, dude was gone. He planked down like a sack of potatoes, sack of rocks. You know what I'm saying? So I have to talk about that for a really quick second. you obviously could see that Jake Paul has at least a fight under his belt, right? He has a lot more confidence. Nate seemed like he did all this training, all these months and months of training for him to get into the ring and for all that training to fly right out the window. That stuff was gone, bruh. Gone. Okay? He goes in there and he's just like, you know what I mean? I understand there's nervous energy and all that stuff. But, man, Jake had a few hits on him. He went down so many times. Woo. That was it was a bad look. It was a really bad look. I'm hoping that he asked for, I don't know. Here it is. A part of me wants to have him go and say, hey, man, y'all need to just do a rematch and get you a chance to really just kind of focus, think about what the hell you're doing, right? And get a proper fight. Now that you actually have one fight under your belt, maybe do another fight and then ask for a rematch with Jake Paul. Or, you know what? Cancel it all together and never fight again. That's what I think. Hang up the gloves and the shoes and just walk away in the darkness and just, enjoy being an ex-NBA player and call it a damn day. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. The other thing is, all right, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about Tyson versus Jones, okay? Tyson versus Jones. Okay. I think Tyson won that fight. I'm gonna keep straight funky. Tyson most definitely won that fight. I hate to try to pin it on anybody or not pin it, say, oh, Jones, lost or anything. But you saw the punches that landed on Jones. And then you saw the punches that landed on Mike. And don't get me wrong, they both had some good licks. They landed some solid punches on each other. But I don't know. I don't understand why they didn't. I do understand why they decided to make to not choose a victor. But at the same time, I know why. They were doing that because they wanted to have another match. Or they were hoping that they can hype up another, like a rematch, so that they can do another thing like this again. Only thing that drove me nuts is that they kept waltzing with each other. And that drove me nuts. That drove me absolutely nuts. They'd hit each other a couple times and then they'd just lock up. They'd embrace and lock up. That's what I mean by waltzing. They just kept waltzing. And I'm like, bruh, come on, man. Like, let's get into it. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my personal opinion. Where it's just like I would really like to see them just go toe to toe and just start going at it. You know what I'm saying? Like a boxing match. They would go fop fop and then they link up. They'd lock arms. They'd link up every single time, and that drives me absolutely. That was driving me nuts the entire time. I'm screaming at the TV. I'm like, why y'all waltzing? Why y'all dancing with each other? You know what I'm saying? This ain't the merengue. You know what I mean? This is a fight. So that was the only issue that I had. That was the thing that drove me nuts. And then when they said, oh, it's a draw, I'm like, bruh, what? What? Then at the same time, you had another thing where Mike Tyson had a few good licks on Roy, and Roy staggered back. And you know what I'm saying? Like he lost his footing for a second there. I'm like, oh no. You know, I'm thinking, oh, Mike is smelling blood right now. He's about to go in there and just knock his block off. Didn't happen. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I wanted to see more fighting. I think 2 minutes is too short. They had 8 rounds, which is fair. Because there was a lot of other, Jake Paul only had 6 rounds, yo. 6. So in a way, I'm like, all right, let's keep it real. That's fine. That's fine with me. That is fine with me. But at the same time, do 3 minutes and just keep it real, because there's a lot that can happen in that third minute. Those rounds were so damn fast, and that was driving me nuts. I wanted to see them go toe to toe and go at it, especially after they made the announcement that they were taking out the restrictions of not being able to do knockdowns or knockouts. As soon as they said, all right, no headgear and knockouts and knockdowns are allowed now, bruh, I was like, yo, this is going to be an amazing fight. This is going to be something to see. And then it happened, and it just kind of, they were kind of waltzing a lot. I'm like, why are they waltzing so damn much? Damn, fight, baby, fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about it. Definitely comment down below and let me know what you think. You know, where do you stand on this? You know what I'm saying? Who do you think won the fight? Do you even think it was a good fight? That's the other question. Was it a good fight, or was it not? Because there's a lot of people out here that I've been seeing a lot of comments all over the place, and some people are going like, yo, that fight was trash. And then there's a lot of people that are sitting there saying, hey, that was worth the money. You know, that was worth just seeing Mike Tyson fight. It was worth seeing Roy Jones back in the ring and fighting. But then again, you also got to remember, Roy hadn't been in the ring for, he's still fighting. He's still fighting to this day. So he hasn't really retired. Mike Tyson, though, 15 years, and he's one of the people that revolutionized boxing. You know what I mean? He's the one who kind of made it a pop culture thing again, during his era. The fact that he walked back into the ring is huge. Absolutely a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would love to hear your thoughts on that, for sure. You know what I mean? Who do you think won? Tyson or Jones? I want to look at your comments real quick. I haven't gotten a chance to say good morning to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Key, Vianta, good morning. Thank you. Tammy from the block. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Tammy from the block. What's up? Good morning. Thank you so much. I saw you say this thing about my dad, and I didn't get a chance to respond. I didn't know that you knew. I'm like, dang, she already knows? Dang, that's what's up. So, Tammy from the block, thank you so much for your condolences. I really do appreciate that. Real talk, I really do. Enemy Nation, what's up, man? You say that Tyson won. See, I agree too. But I think that they gave them, hey, both y'all won at the same time. It's a draw, because I think that they want people to come back and watch them fight one more time or two more times. God knows how many times. You know what I'm saying? They want to bring more money back to boxing. As much as everybody says, oh, boxing's still here to stay. And, I of course, I interviewed Roy, and I asked him about his thoughts on boxing as well. And he made a point saying that boxing hasn't died. It's still a thing. You know what I mean? It hasn't died. I do think that there's a lot of people that think that boxing has kind of taken a backseat to UFC. I see more and more people watching UFC than I actually see people watching boxing, in my personal opinion. But the fact that they did this, and there was a lot of people that tuned in to watch them fight, says a lot, And I think that boxing, the sport of professional boxing, is now looking at this and going, well, people want to see Mike fight. People want to see Mike fight. The fact that it was Roy that he was fighting against is an amazing thing as well, and that's a big deal. But I think that if you notice, there was so much hype around Tyson going back in the ring. So, for a fact that if he goes back in the ring again to fight anybody, he could fight a chicken, for crying out loud, and people would actually go and watch it again. It's just revolutionizing and bringing boxing back in the forefront again. People are actually watching it again. Everybody wants to see blood. Everybody wants to see UFC, big ass takedowns and huge knockouts and stuff like that. I love UFC. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it's just it just became a very popular sport real fast. And I feel like boxing kind of got put in the background a little bit, unfortunately. But when it comes to this fight, they shouldn't have said a draw. They should have just said who won, who didn't. They should have just looked at the numbers, counted the numbers, and just called it a day. But and that's why I was just like, what? Why would you sit there and say that it's a draw? That's BS. You know what I mean? There ain't no consolation prizes in boxing. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, it's a draw. I'm like, what? And then you see the two of them going, no, I don't. Like Roy was like, I don't do draws. I wear draws. I don't do draws. You know what I'm saying? And then Mike's like sat there and said, he wasn't cool with it for like a split second. And then he was like, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever. But notice, you see Mike Tyson, and then you see Roy, and Roy looked like he was really hurt. He looked like he got hit hard. Whatever he got, like when he got hit in the ribs, he got hit in the ribs, like hard. You know what I'm saying? And Mike was just standing there, like doing just fine. So that to me says a lot too, on who won, who lost, etc. You know what I'm saying? I feel your pain. Lost Erica Brown. Hello, good morning. I feel your pain. Lost my very young son not too long ago, and the pain that hits me out of the blue ever so often is real. So accept my condolences. Okay, and keep busy. It helps. Love your show. Erica Brown, thank you so much for your condolences or your confidences. That's confidences. I don't know. Confidences. There we go. No, but condolences. Thank you so much for the condolences. I really do appreciate that. And my condolences to you as well in regards to your son. That's terrible. I can only imagine what it feels like to lose, a son or a daughter. So my condolences to you as well. Debbie says, good morning, Debbie. Tyson, okay. Whoa says Tyson and Jake. Okay, fair. Let's see. Celia, good morning. Good morning, Cecilia. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Enemy Nation. Yeah, Tyson looked good, especially for only 6 weeks to train. Roy was too heavy. I think, okay. I might get in trouble for saying this. F it. I think Roy was tired. I don't think we had Roy at his finest. I don't think we had Roy fully replenished, fully energized. I think he has been running ragged nonstop. He's been running on empty for a while. And I think that's why when it came to the fight, he was tired. That's what I think. Jacqueline, hello, good morning. Good morning, Jacqueline. How you doing, sweetheart? But yes, I think that he was just really, really tired. I think he was really tired. I hate to say that, but I think he was really tired, man. Enemy, I think he was tired, man. I don't think he was too heavy. Okay, if you mean was too heavy in regards to weight, I don't know about all that. But when it comes to... Oh, and also, by the way, it was more than 6 weeks when it came to Tyson because it was supposed to be 6 weeks out. So when they talked to Roy about it, he was like, "Oh, it's 6 weeks from now. I'm gonna be able to snap. I'll be able to snap back real quick in 6 weeks." Tyson, not so much, but they ended up extending the actual thing. It ended up being like 2 months, I think. So that gave Tyson more time to lose weight and train more. And, he dropped like 100 pounds. Dude dropped 100 pounds, y'all. Bruh. 100 pounds. That's insane. In a matter of a couple months. But it wasn't just 6 weeks. I think they added a few more weeks on top of that. They extended the time, and I don't know if it was just so that Mike could get in better shape or whatever, but they extended it. It's in my interview too, so go check it out. He did talk about it because they were like, "Yo, 6 weeks." I was thinking 6 weeks. 6 weeks, we got this. This is gonna be a piece of cake. I'm gonna lay him out. Tyson hasn't done anything in 15 years. I got this. And then they extended it, and he said, "Oh man, now you putting on more time, bruh. I'm done." Check it out. It's in the interview though. He did briefly talk about it in the interview for show. Drobo, I enjoyed it. I did not want Roy to get hurt. I thought Mike not hitting in the face kept it going. Let's see. They called it exhibition, and that's what it was. Unfortunately, you can't bring back the Tyson era. It was special. Drobo, I agree. Unless you were able to get Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Jones. I mean, shoot. I'm trying to think of Oscar De La Hoya. Even Mayweather. I mean, because he's starting to get, he's obviously on. He's obviously a little bit later too, he's getting up there in age as well. If you were able to bring those guys back and do quote unquote exhibition matches with these guys, I mean, it is a little bit of a nostalgia. You know what I mean? It's like a nostalgia throwback type of matches. But for a fact, a lot of people would watch these fights. Like I would watch a De La Hoya fight. In fact, I would watch a Roy Jones. No, sorry, not a Roy Jones. A Mayweather. I would watch a Mayweather Oscar De La Hoya fight any day. I'd rewatch that all day. I mean, I was a huge Mayweather fan, and I was a huge Oscar De La Hoya fan as well. You know what I'm saying? So I would kill to see them back in the ring one more time for 8 rounds, but this time 3 minutes each. I would do that in a heartbeat, yo. In a heartbeat. I would watch that in a heartbeat. So this thing that they're doing, I think is a really smart idea. But now, instead of it just being Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones, yes, bring them back on the card. Do another one because a draw is BS. Actually make them fight and fight to win. There's no draw because that was BS, y'all. A draw is BS. People spent money. Okay? People spent money to watch this. This was the highest grossing pay-per-view event for boxing. And they did a draw? Not a smart idea. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Jack is here. What up?
What up, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, the draw was disappointing. But going the distance, I guess, for the full 8 rounds is one thing. The, having it to where it's like it is an exhibition, so you can't be hurting people too much,
Word.
But I imagine that's the one thing I was thinking about today. I was like, how long are these guys going to be laid out at? Because they weren't fighting that hard against their trainers and whatnot, right? So they were fighting, but not as hard as you do in the ring, I imagine. It's no 80%, and then you go full fledged. But even with this is a little holdback. This is like 95%er, because because Tyson wasn't swinging, because he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to knock him out.
No.
Did they change it?
Yeah, they changed it, baby.
I read it both ways after it got changed again.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, well, they weren't doing it because they weren't supposed to now.
No. So the thing is that they said at first, knockouts and knockdowns were not allowed. Then the day before, literally the night before the fight, they said, they go, we omitted that. So they're like, knockouts and knockdowns are allowed. It was the night before. So then all of a sudden everybody's like, yo, this is going to be a fight. Now, this could be a way of doing some publicity, maybe trying to hype it up, make people go and buy the pay-per-view even more, which people were already going to do it no matter what. Let's be real. They were going to be, they were going to do headgear at first. There was going to be headgear, no knockouts, and no knockdowns. There's going to be all these caveats that were going to be thrown in. All these things that couldn't be, all these, what's the word? Yeah, all these caveats. There's just all these things they weren't going to be permitted to do. Then all of a sudden they go, headgear gone. Take out knockouts, take out knockdowns. We're just going to make it a boxing event. So everybody is tuning in going, this is going to be a fight to remember. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as they've been saying, like, oh man, it's like what Snoop said. He's like, man, this looks like two of my uncles having a fight at the cookout.
Yeah.
And it really was. I mean, you know, it ended up being kind of like that, really. Because you're sitting there going, I'm expecting Mike Tyson to unleash the inner beast. You know what I mean? As he says, I feel the god of war, coursing through my veins. Of course, everybody's expecting him to come out and just F up Roy. Same thing with Roy. You're going, I'm expecting Roy to destroy. And then it wasn't like that. It was a freaking draw. Only there was one moment Roy staggered back because he got hit hard. Mike connected so well on this one shot, and he just kind of fell back. He kind of stumbled back, and everyone was like, "Oh!" And then Mike didn't do anything about it. And I'm like, "Bruh, come on, man. I understand you're here to have some fun, do some stuff for charity and all that, raise some money for charity. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, man, like, knock him the F out. We wanted to get paid for this. We paid for this. You know what I'm saying? Or knock each other out. You know what I'm saying? I was
Same time punch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Bow! And they're both on the ground. Whoever gets up first wins. You know what I'm saying?
You know, all the times in the past where his pay-per-views were like, people were so upset because it was like 14 seconds, 38 seconds, and like, the knockdowns on those original pay-per-views, and everyone was pissed off that they didn't like actually get a full fight. Maybe he was just giving back that time to them that they paid for in the past. You know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I know that there's a lot of people that feel my pain. You know what I'm saying? Know exactly what I'm talking about in regards to like how the fight ended, the results and all that. There was just so much that was going on that fight. And of course, like I was saying before Jack jumped on, I could see this turning into a thing. I saw Evander Holyfield and I saw Evander Holyfield in person, in real life. Then I saw him after, and he was training. When I first saw him in real life, I was like, there's no way that he could ever take a punch ever again. I feel like he would just shatter. He looked frail. He looked tired. He looked slow. But then I see him training, because he's clearly training. He's back in the training realm. And he's been doing it for almost a year now. Because the last time I saw him was New Year's Eve. And man, did that man look frail and tired. But then you see him on Instagram training and stuff. He looks like he's in incredible shape. So he's getting ready for something. For a fact he's getting ready for something. They've been talking about and they've been hyping up the idea of Tyson and Holyfield getting in the same ring again. And look at what's going on. He gets a draw on this one fight. It record sales on pay-per-view, huge record breaking record sales. That's what I'm trying to say on pay-per-view. For a fact that Evander Holyfield is getting ready to go into the ring with Mike Tyson. I guarantee you that. But it bet not be some BS draw. That's all I'm saying. I understand. I don't want old men to die. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see no old men die. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Unc die at the cookout because he got connected. You know what I mean? A punch in his head. You know what I'm saying? The wrong type of punch, or he falls the wrong type of way. I get it. But at the same time, they should be getting win or lose. That's it. A winner and a loser. Not, oh, thanks, guys. All you guys that spent all this money and all this time spent to watch this fight. Thank you guys so much. It's a draw. You get a consolation prize. You get a consolation prize. Get out of here. That's not called life. In life, you have winners, you have losers. You don't get consolation prizes just for, no. So, Roy, I hope you accept the rematch. Tyson, I hope you accept the rematch too. But this time, there's got to be a definitive winner. Period.
Yeah, we the people demand a recount.
No kidding. We demand a recount. But but then also at the same time, you see how much, just seeing how Tyson was reacting to everything. Aside from he seemed like he was high as a kite. I don't know. To me, he just seemed high. Like he had this side commentary, and he was like, he was making noises like a goat. It was weird. It was like he was just doing weird stuff, and I'm like, is he high? How high? How high is this dude? This dude high as a mug. Like, okay, that's the other thing. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to recap the event. How's that? There was so much weed that was smoked in that they were hotboxing during the boxing match, man. I swear to God, everybody was high. Everybody. Every last person was high up in that mug. Even the commentator, the old white guy, which I could not stand more than anything in the world. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, but I hate it more than anything in the world when people try to sound hip when they have no idea what they're trying to say, or they have no idea what they're talking about. And you got this white guy, no offense, but he was white, and he's sitting there going, "Well, Snoop Dogg, speaking of rapping on the side of on the stage, what do you think the rapping is like in the ring?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with this guy? Oh my God, why is this guy trying to? Why is he trying to do? He's trying to merge things. You know what I'm saying? Like, Snoop, tell me about this black on black crime that's going on in the streets and the black on black crime that's going on in the ring right now, Snoop. Tell me about that. It's pretty crazy. Like, I'm just like, give me a break. Give me a break. It's probably one of the worst commentators I heard throughout the entire thing. But the king of all commentators, the trophy, the gold medal goes to Snoop Dogg. Oh my God. Oh my God. This man is incredible. He needs to be a commentator for every single sport there is out there. Do you realize how he would make golf so much fun to watch if he was commentating the entire thing? Or if he was commentating tennis? Bruh, he would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, he would make curling fun to watch. Do you understand? Snoop Dogg needs to do some more commentating forever. Because he did some stuff that was hilarious, yo. Oh my God. Exactly, Tammy. He was brilliant. Snoop Dogg was brilliant. Did you get to see any of that, Jack?
I watched the highlights of the fight. I didn't see the commentary stuff. But I've been reading about it, and I saw like a whole bunch of people referencing it and saying that he was the best part of the entire fight.
He was the entire show. He was the entire show. And to me, it was the one thing that drove me nuts. And I understand that they needed space in between each fight, but the one thing I could care less for is, like, I didn't care to see St. John. I could care less to see Wiz Khalifa perform. I could care less to see YG perform or French Montana. You know what I'm saying? To me, I was like watching this and I'm like, this is like VMAs meets boxing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is boxing meets the VMAs. I could care less for all the performances. Real talk. You know, shoot, if I wanted to see people, you know, if I wanted to see artists smoke weed, you know, and perform their tracks live, I could go to any studio right now and see it in person. You know what I mean? I didn't pay to sit down and watch these artists just light up and smoke throughout the entire thing. Don't get me wrong. I know it's legal in California and all that. Good on you. Congratulations. But at the same time, I didn't pay to see you smoke weed and get high while you do your old tracks. Even Snoop Dogg. Like, Snoop had a great time. You know what I'm saying? He had a great time, clearly. But he was just, yeah. To me, it was just kind of like there's just so much weed being smoked. Even Mario Lopez made a comment about it. You know, for a fact, Mario Lopez, you know, maybe he did back in the day. You know what I mean? Back in the day when he was, you know, AC Slater. I'm sure he got high as a mug. But at the same time, he got kids. You know what I mean? He got jobs that probably take drug tests, that he has to take drug tests for. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably like, damn, there's so much weed in here. There's so much weed. Can somebody open a window? Clearly that place ain't got a window. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. There was so much weed.
Maybe if you follow the money, right? I mean, so he went to pay-per-view. You got to have all these old people on there to be able to justify the price of the pay-per-view, and you know, pull a little bit more attention to it, I guess. But Tyson has his own cannabis company, Tyson Ranch, and what if this was just a way of him being like, let's do exhibition fights, and we're just going to smoke weed at every single one of them, and you know, Tyson Ranch. You know, because he said, because he smoked before and after the fight.
Right.
Like immediately when he was asked, he goes, "Listen, I can't stop smoking. I smoke during fights. I just have to smoke. I'm sorry. I'm a smoker. I smoke every day. I never stop smoking." He quit cocaine 3 years ago, which is good. And maybe that's what you know. Maybe that's why he was going a little bit slow. But he goes, "It's just who I am. It has no effect on me from a negative standpoint. It's just what I do and how I am and how I'm going to die. There's no explanation, no beginning, there's no end."
Hey, at least he's honest, man.
You got a little philosophical there, you know.
Yeah, you know, I am who I am. Some Popeye stuff. Here it is. I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind anybody smoking weed. I don't give a damn. But it was just something I noticed, and of course, Avo TV just said it was sponsored by Weed Maps. Put your skirt down, B. Now, I have no problem. I have no problem with anybody. Funny, it is funny, but because I just laughed at it earlier when I read this. I have no problem with people smoking weed. It was just an observation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how people can. I just don't know how you can function and remember your lyrics and do your show high as a mug. I don't know how people do it. I commend anybody who can do that stuff. That's amazing. That is a functioning stoner. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yes, that is true. One of the things that we did, me and my friends, we were watching the fight, and they're like, "This is brought to you by Weed Maps," and I was like, "The hell is Weed Maps, yo?" So of course, perfect product placement. So we all look it up like, what is this? Do you know what Weed Maps is? Do you know what it is, Jack?
Is it maps of weed?
Basically,
weed?
Yeah. Basically, if you're going, man,
it's like Google Maps, but Weed Maps.
Yeah, it's like, I want to get high. I want to get high. Where can I get with some weed? And it's like, bang. You type it in, and it's literally it's like Google Maps for weed. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a spot 5 minutes away, y'all. Let's go buy a couple joints or whatever. Facts. Crazy. This is the world that we live in now. You know what I'm saying? Usually it'd be like, yo, I got a dude, but you know, he's on the other side of town, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You got to wait 15 hours for him to show up, if he shows up, that kind of thing. Now it's like you just type it into your phone and it's there. Right there. Damn, there's a spot down the street. I don't even know. It's right next to that church's chicken for real? Word? Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Crazy that is a real thing. But that was sponsored by that. So you know for a fact everybody's like, the hell is this? Looking this thing up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's got Tyson Ranches listed on there.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course.
I wonder which product he used. The Toad. He's got A1 Yola, a juice with a G, and another thing called cereal milk.
Oh, Avo just said it's even delivery services on there. Bruh. See, but that's the thing. This is how much the weed has changed. You know what I mean? How much it's grown. Hey. In pop culture. I mean, it's always, weed's always been around in pop culture, but I mean, I'm just saying the fact that it's more mainstream and more accepted, the fact that it's weed maps, you know what I mean? This fight is brought to you by weed maps, yo.
Welcome
like
to
I said,
2020.
that white the white commentator, not the UFC fighter, not Sugar Ray Leonard, you know what I'm saying? Not even Snoop Dogg. I don't even know the guy's name. I feel bad for saying the white commentator, but he was Caucasian. But that dude was high as hell. I guarantee you. He just got a contact high, and he was like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, and I'm trying to connect with Snoop Dogg. So let me try to segue these things as much as I can. That dude drove me nuts. But the one thing that I loved more than anything in the world was when Snoop Dogg started singing Negro spirituals. I'm sorry. When Nate Robinson got knocked the F out, he was just sitting there going, hey. He just started singing Negro spirituals, man. That thing was hilarious. Hilarious. Because you don't get that in any boxing, UFC, or any event like that at all. You might get some commentators like, yo, okay, it's like, we're watching high school basketball right now, guys. You know what I'm saying? Or you might get those things, but you never get somebody who's just cracking jokes throughout the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? They need to bring humor back into that stuff. I'm sorry. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. It's genius. Absolutely genius, in my personal opinion. But anyway, we got to jump into a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we got to talk about this vaccine. Moderna trying to push this vaccine with the quickness. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And we'll talk about that here very shortly. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Love, peace, and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare, STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare, STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that. So what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
gonna perform
I'm sorry,
tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No, it's
man
not
is
boring.
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of the conversation today. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go crush that subscribe button. I do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I do an evening show Tuesday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, so be sure to come on and be a part of the conversation. So hit that like button underneath this feed down below if you're appreciating the conversation today and all that. And, we appreciate you being a part of the Pascal Show family. You know what I'm saying? Really means a lot. So, of course, we got to talk a little bit about this Moderna. Moderna is is trying to get their vaccine authorized by the FDA. And, I think this is very interesting. So, pharmaceutical company Moderna intends to apply today, to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for authorization of its COVID-19 vaccine. The company will ask the FDA to review an expanded data set showing the vaccine is 94.1. Remember how it was 95%? I just want to say that. Oh, no, Moderna was 90%. So now it was, am I correct? There's so many different ones. First it was 94, then it's 95. If I'm correct, Moderna was 90% and jumped up to 95. But now they're saying that the vaccine is 94.1% effective at preventing COVID-19 and 100% effective at preventing severe cases of the disease. This is striking, said Dr. Paul Offit, a member of the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee. These are amazing data, depending on how you say it. Moderna's chief medical officer said he became emotional when he saw the data Saturday night. It was the first time I allowed myself to cry, said Dr. Zaks. we have a full expectation to change the course of this pandemic. Moderna will become the second company to apply to the FDA for emergency use authorization for a coronavirus vaccine. Pfizer, who applied on the 20th of November with data showing similarly high efficacy. The FDA will meet with its advisory committee in December to review Pfizer's and Moderna's applications. The first vaccinations in the U.S. are expected to take place towards the latter part of December, according to Dr. Fauci, director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Moderna also said it plans to apply for authorization from the Europe Medicines Agency on Monday as well. This is very big news, guys. This is very big news. You know, the fact that there's going to be two different, you're going to have Coke and Pepsi of vaccines, basically. You know what I'm saying? We have two different vaccines that will most likely get approved by the FDA. And hopefully they'll be administering this by mid to late December. Quite an interesting and quite possibly it could quite possibly be a really great Christmas gift or a New Year's Eve gift. No, seriously, no, with all jokes aside, throwing all jokes aside, I'm saying this with all the seriousness in my heart because there's a lot of people out here that got canceled for Thanksgiving. That couldn't be around family, not because they got the COVID, but because of family members being worried about getting COVID, because of that fear of getting sick. Understandably, you know, I ain't mad at nobody. I'll do whatever I need to do for family. You know what I'm saying? I'll lay my life on the line for family. But at the same time, there's a lot of people out here that need the holidays right now more than ever before. This is the highest. The rates of suicide are at its highest during the holiday season. Period. Obviously, suicide rates have been high to begin with this year because of all this BS that's been slapped in our face with 2020, right? And because of COVID. But at the same time, there's a lot of family members that want to be around family, that need that connection again, that need to feel normal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people bank on this moment, bank on this time with to spend with their family so that they can find their bearings again. So the fact that this is going to be coming out, whether you guys take it or not, there is hopefully going to be a good percentage of people that will be willing to take it. And hopefully that will spread, flatten the curve, or get rid of this damn thing altogether. You know what I'm saying? So this could be a very good thing for a lot of people when it comes to the holidays and just being able to be around family and friends and people that you love for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And you know, of course, you know, I don't know about where Jack stands on the whole thing, but I know that there's a lot of people, regardless, are not cool with getting the vaccine, understandably. Like, I'm not. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that I'm sure, are willing to get in line and get it done so that they can just kind of go back to some semblance of normalcy. What do you think about that, Jack?
I think it's awesome that they're moving it, forward so quickly. But again, I still look at these numbers, and so Moderna said that there was 196 cases of symptomatic COVID-19 reported in the 30,000-person trial. Of those cases, 185 people developed in people who received a placebo, and 11 cases developed in people who took the vaccine. There were 30 cases of severe disease in the trial, and all of them were in the placebo group. So I don't know how many people of that 30,000 person trial got the vaccine,
right,
as opposed to the placebo. I don't know if they give us that data either. But that's good to know that everything was in the placebo groups as opposed to the actual vaccine group. But were only 100 people given it? I mean, how many people for giving it. That's what I want to understand. But I don't know if I'll be the first one to step up, but they said that there's an advisory committee with the FDA that's going to review the application on December 17th. If it's authorized as expected, he said the first people would get their first shots on December 21st. So it is something that's possible for this month.
Yeah.
The same advisory committee is meeting on December 10th to review Pfizer's and BioNTech, their vaccines, which are both expected to receive authorization as well. But I don't think that they can turn around as much. I think Pfizer said it could do 25 million doses to the U.S. this year, which would be 12.5 million people. Moderna said it could have 20 million doses of the vaccine, enough to vaccinate 10 million people, because, again, you have to do the double up.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll be that first one in line that this year, nor do I think that we will even have the option. There's 21 million healthcare workers and 3 million long-term care residents in the U.S. Yeah. I imagine that a lot of that's going to go to them, the frontline workers, as we kind of discussed before. Yeah, I don't know. As you go down the line, you get to people who are essentially normal, have no comorbidities, or are not elderly, is what Fauci had said. So he expects that anyone who wants a vaccine will be able to get one by April 2021. So it looks like 5 more months of waiting for everybody.
Well, for everybody, but you also got to put in consideration that there's going to be a lot of other people, that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be put in first. You know what I mean? That'll be put front in line. Like, for example, the CDC will meet on Tuesday to vote who will get the vaccine first. So from healthcare workers, people with certain medical conditions, and those over 60 will get priority. But that's also them trying to figure out who's going to get what first, right? Of course, frontline workers are obviously going to be first. I have a feeling they're going to be first in line if they want to take the vaccine or not. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping that it, for people, will not become a requirement. You know what I mean? Like, you were required to take this. Because I know that there's a lot of people that are scared of taking the vaccine if they have a bad side effect. You know what I mean? There's obviously side effects to these various vaccines that are being okayed, that are possibly going to be okayed by the FDA. But the CDC is going to sit down, and they're meeting tomorrow to sit there and go, okay, which of these people, these groups of people, are going to get it first? Obviously, they are not starting to vaccinate children yet as well, because they want to see what it does, how it works on the adults. So kids will not be getting vaccinated yet. So I would sit there and say that you won't see children getting vaccinated with this until the start of the new year. That's just my assumption, and how I'm kind of how this is all coming together in my personal opinion. But I think that's what's going to happen. It's all going to happen slowly but surely. But yeah, most definitely healthcare workers, most definitely, I feel like, should be first in line. They're dealing with it firsthand, and most definitely people with certain medical conditions, and those over 65 for sure. But the one thing that I get concerned about is the side effects for people over 65. The elderly. I get worried about you giving something like that to somebody who already has, like, say you're 65 and older and over, and you already have pre-existing medical conditions already on top of that. So then you get the vaccine, and say you have a really bad reaction, have some side effects to it. Is your body going to be able to take the heat? You know what I mean? Be able to get through this, because from my understanding, and what they've said over and over and over again, is that this vaccine is basically reorganizing or restructuring your DNA.
Yeah, let me read this to you. So
go ahead.
They break it down. So both use the same novel technology. Instead of injecting a weakened or dead virus, which is a common strategy for vaccines, these products are essentially small pieces of genetic material. When that's injected in a person's arms, it's picked up by the cells in the immune system. The cells read the genetic code and use that to produce a protein that is actually a key fragment of the coronavirus. The body then builds antibodies that latch onto that fragment. So if and when someone encounters the actual coronavirus, the body is primed to fight it off with antibodies. Though the key action is happening at the cellular level, inoculation can trigger noticeable symptoms, ranging from a sore arm to achiness or even fever or flu-like symptoms. It said that Dr. Carlos Del Rio, a vaccine scientist at Emory University in Atlanta, was involved in testing the Moderna vaccine. The symptoms he saw were quite similar to symptoms people get when they get the shingles vaccine, which produces a strong reaction. He said, you feel terrible for a day or two, but then you're fine. But he said, we're going to have to do very good messaging to explain to people that this is not COVID. It's a side effect of the vaccine. It's okay to have it. It actually means the vaccine is working. But I mean, they said that it can go from, let's see here, like flu-like symptoms, fevers, chills. That's kind of up there, but people are going to be concerned that they got COVID from getting the COVID vaccine. But yeah, I mean, when you're older and you get a flu, I mean, people will die from the flu. If you get flu-like symptoms, and obviously it's not the full-blown flu, but if you're older and you got that stuff and you already got a weakened immune system or something, maybe it makes you, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, hopefully. And that's it. And that, I don't know.
My thing is that I just instantly think about my mom. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes me worried, is that instantly she takes something like that, and she has pre-existing medical conditions as well. She's over 65, and suddenly she takes that, and it gets her. She has a bad side effect, or her body just can't take it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And those are the kind of things that I worry about. Even kids, even kids as well, because that's, the Rona is some powerful stuff, and you're basically putting that into your body, and that's scary. That kind of thing is very scary. I think it's great that they have that there are vaccines out there, but at the same time, it's the first round, so it's like, okay, whoever wants to take the first round, and for a fact, and I've said this a million times before, and I'm going to continue saying this. I'm going to continue saying this, my brothers and sisters, my little babies. I'm a little worried that we're going to hear a lot of horror stories coming up. As soon as they start to administer, as soon as the FDA goes, yeah, okay, Moderna's fine, or yeah, okay, Pfizer's vaccine is fine, that we're going to hear a lot of horror stories. Wait for it. You're going to hear it on the Today Show, the Good Morning America show. You're going to see it on CNN. You're going to see it on Fox News. You're going to see it on MS. Mainstream media is going to run with this B and go, hey, look at all this crazy stuff that's going on in the world, just so you know. Just because of this vaccine. Shoot, they are still talking to this day about this 15-member family. They all got sick from going to a birthday party with the Rona. They are still I woke up, turned on CNN. I kid you not, y'all. I talked about this last week. Talked about it last week. The day before Thanksgiving, I talked about this last week. And I said, there is a story out there about a 15-member family, obviously extended brothers, sisters, husbands, and wives, and so on and so forth, right? 15-member family went to a birthday party. All of them got infected with the Rona. A lot of them were in the ICU. A lot of them were on ventilators. They chopped that up and they pushed it out into mainstream media. They just shoved it out there, right? Everybody and their mama, including my mom, got scared because they saw this story. And they're like, man, shoot, they just went to a party. And these are all these people were super cautious and super scared of getting this Rona. And they all got the Rona. And a lot of them are a lot of them are in the hospital. Now, a lot of them are not. A lot of them are okay now, out of the hospital and whatnot. But at the same time, those people in bad shape. But they put it out there for everybody to see right before Thanksgiving. Then this morning, I turn on the TV, put on CNN, because I always shift through all the media channels to see what's going on in the world, what might be hitting hard, what might be trending, so on and so forth. This is something that was talked about last week, y'all. CNN brings it up and is talking about it and interviewing one of the girls from the family, which I think she's in media as well. Hence the reason why the piece was made. So now they're going, guys, please don't get together for Christmas now. Now they're trying to cancel Christmas. And they're still pushing this story of this 15-member family of 15. This family of 15 story. They're pushing that out like a mug now. It's like, okay, we got through Thanksgiving. Now we really got to we really got to make sure they cancel Christmas too. So we're going to keep pushing this story until another fiasco happens. I think that's BS. I understand you got to have those cautionary tales. I do. I really do. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe I feel some type of way because I had to cancel Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I feel some type of way about it. You know what I mean?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, no, I do. You know what I'm saying? I love Thanksgiving.
You're personally affected by it.
Yeah.
And so now it's a bigger issue.
Yeah.
And
for me,
but I don't mind seeing those stories in there if it makes some people take it more seriously.
No, I don't mind it.
Considering, man, that there's hospital beds are becoming few and far in between here in St. Louis alone.
Right. That is true.
And that the Children's Hospital opened up beds for adults with COVID to come to because there's no other beds at the main hospitals.
True.
Like, they should be shoving that stuff down people's throats and making them realize how easily it is transferred and how easily people can pass it along and how many people are out there that are asymptomatic and thinking they're okay. And even after going and getting tests too. Like, you go get the test, doesn't mean that you don't have it. Just because it comes back negative, it could have just been incubating, wasn't enough to be picked up in the test. And it's, I don't know, there's so many unknowns. That's why this vaccine's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know? Because then that way even people are getting sick, they can, at least they won't get deathly ill. And that's the goal. But even still then, like, even Moderna's CEO is still saying, you still need to wear your mask. Even if you get the vaccine, you still need to wear the mask because it does, like, we don't have the data that shows that it doesn't stop the spread.
Yeah.
Like, it may stop you from dying, but it doesn't mean that you're still not a carrier.
Facts. That is very true. That is very, very true. That's a very good point. And you know, of course, what I'm saying obviously comes from a place of a very selfish place. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. What I just said, I'm sorry. And I understand that they have to tell people, hey, here's this horror story. But I'm telling you, this is the same kind of horror story that they're probably going to sit there and push out if this vaccine has really bad results. There will be some bad results. We already know that. Let's just be completely real on this factor. The reality is that there is going to be some horror stories out there. Not every person is going to be okay taking this vaccine. There will be side effects that could be detrimental. Just saying. And they're going to push that out and say, look at all this stuff that's going on. He lost a foot. You know what I mean? He grew a third arm. You know what I'm saying? He grew a third arm. My God. And then it's going to be push. And then it's going to be everybody out there, including my mom, that are going to sit there and go, oh, I'm not taking the vaccine. Are you kidding me? I don't want to grow a third arm. I got two. I got two perfectly good arms. Why do I need a third? So, just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just saying.
There's
you know what I
definitely
mean?
going to be an uphill battle, you know. But if they find something where it's super effective,
yes,
and they think that they can rid it, and then the economy can improve, and
yes,
and all this stuff, like then you just wait. If there's a big pushback, then the government will make a big pushback too.
Yes, I know, and that's the one thing I hate.
It's going to be like, hey, we're here for the census. Oh, by the way, let me see your arm real quick.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, boop. You know what I mean? Oh, you got to go back to work? Give me your arm. Let's see that shoulder real quick. Boop. You know what I mean?
Like, it was a conspiracy for years. We never actually have been using, planes in the air to spread stuff through the air. But it was a great idea. Now we're doing it.
Yeah, it was like, it was brilliant. It was a brilliant idea when we thought about it before, but yeah, it's not working out. So here it is. Where's your shoulder? Boop. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Third arm. Where's your arm? Boop. Yeah. That's it. Like, they don't care. So that's all. I'm not. Here it is. I'm not knocking anything. Like, I understand. I'm not knocking people from like doing what they need to do. If you need to get vaccinated for sure. I'm not sitting here saying that like it's a great thing that they're going to be pushing this thing out. I just hope that I hope I'm wrong. Let's just say that. I really hope I'm wrong. Truly, in my heart of hearts, I want everybody to be safe, clean, healthy. I want the economy to just roar back up, like hit the pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying? Just hard. I want us to be just flowing with cash. You know what I'm saying? Just rich, Forget living off the fat of the land. You know what I mean? We just having a grand old time. You know what I mean? Beds made out of cash. You feel me? Just having a grand old time.
Think about the paper cuts, man.
No. That's why you get bed sheets, bruh. There ain't no paper cuts. You see what I'm saying? Bed sheets. Make it to the size of whatever full twin or, king size. Queen or king size. Put a bed sheet around it. Anyway. And spray it down for those bugs. Those silver, what are they called?
Bed bugs?
No. Like when you let something sit around for too long, like, you get those silverfish or whatever it's called.
Silverfish?
Yeah, silverfish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or those little centipedes. Mm-hmm. Those little nasty little. But anyway, here it is. I'm happy about the vaccine and things that are getting pushed out. It just really comes up to everyone's decision on whether they want to take it or not. There's a lot of people out there that are already standing as anti-vaxxers, even more now. They're leaning even more towards the going against the vaccine. There are people who are totally down for vaccines, but there are anti-vaxxers for the COVID vaccine. Does that make any sense? No, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But they're going, hey, I'll take the flu shot, but I won't take that vaccine. And it's like, okay, well, there's a lot of people out here that really don't want to take the vaccine, the COVID vaccine. But we'll stand in line for measles, anything else. So there will be a lot of people out there that are going to sit there. Even these are the same people that are refusing to wear masks in public places when they're asked to wear a mask, so on and so forth. These are the same people that think that the vaccine is trash. So there's going to be pushback on that side. There will be a lot of people, most definitely, that are going to stand in line and take the shot without any issues whatsoever. And now we're just going to have to sit back when it actually gets put out, sit back and see how it works on people.
Right.
But here it is. We will be wearing masks for a very long time. Doesn't matter even if you do get vaccinated, the mask mandate, the mask requirement will stick around for years to come. Even so, even if they get 1 million people vaccinated, that still does not mean that they're flattening the curve. That still does not guarantee the curve being flattened.
Yeah.
I was trying to say flurve.
Mm-hmm.
But the curve does not guarantee to be flattened just because a portion of the country takes the vaccine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can we, that's the thing. Like, can we survive as a race for if everyone has to stay home forever?
I mean,
there's got to be, at some point in time, I guess we're going to wait and see, like, in the next couple months, like, what happens with this flu season combined, like, and how bad it actually gets. Will, decide how things get forced upon us, right? I mean, It's and they got to really make it to where they got to step it up to where it's not a shot. They got to do something to where you can actually just take a shot, like a liquid shot.
Word.
Because there's a lot of people out there that are worried about going to get a vaccine just because of the needle, and they just won't go do it.
Or
So,
like
but
a tongue
there's got to be a
dissolve.
certain percentage of people that take it to make it effective, right? Overall, but if it only lasts for so long, that's another big issue. Like, because if it only lasts for, I don't know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 years, whatever it is, like if it's only like a 3 month, working vaccine, like, and then you got to be sick for 2 days every time you go get it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people would end up just taking the chance to not, they're like, I'm just going to chance it and I'll just wear a mask. Like,
yeah, I mean, and I think that's what I feel like that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, if I got to wear a mask, fine. I'm just going to wear some really nice looking masks for a while until this vaccine I know is safe and that there aren't any crazy issues with it, without any crazy side effects where people die or people, where things really, you know what I'm saying? But, in regards to the country or in regards to life and being able to have like, hey, will life continue? What will this mess up how life is and everything? Well, just like Jeff Goldblum said in Jurassic Park, life will find a way. I mean, unfortunately, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to stop people from being able to do what they need to do with life. But as far as money goes, I mean, if it continues going this way, it's going to be weird. If it continues this way, it's going to be a very tough 2021 and 2022 might be really tough years. And then, of course, it all depends on who actually wins this election, too. Let's not forget about that, right? There's all kinds of things that are going in and out of, like, Trump trying to get certain things pushed, and, he's trying to get... He's trying to do this recount. He's trying to get proof of fraudulent votes and so on and so forth. And a lot of things he keeps on throwing up gets slapped down, but he keeps on throwing out more stuff. So but then at the same time, there's a lot of people who are sitting there going, oh, yeah, he's got enough to prove that there was fraudulent voting going on and all that. But then at the same time, a lot of his stuff is getting slapped down. So I feel like the more we get things going, the more that we sit here and let this continue, this circus that keeps happening in the White House right now, and I'm just talking about just with the elections and everything, the circus. If it continues this way and it stays focused just on the election, I feel like this is going to be a very tough 2021. If we don't let President-elect Biden just go in and do what he needs to do so we can get things moving, this could really be detrimental to the country as well, to the country's economy, to the health of the country. Wherever you stand on, whatever side you stand on, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we need somebody, whoever that president is going to be, needs to start getting in front of the microphone and start figuring out what we need to do so that we can push this country forward. We're not there right now because we're too busy watching Trump having temper tantrums on TV, which of course everybody's calling it Diaper Dawn, where he's sitting at the kids' table on Thanksgiving, to him sitting there going, I want to see proof and all this stuff. The more that we focus on that rather than focus on how we can get our country healthy again is detrimental to us. And the fact that he's not allowing to move on and get things put together so that this transition for Biden makes sense and is cohesive and flows easily. The fact that he's not doing this is going to hurt the country. It's hurting the country right now. Still. These numbers and the fact that people are sick and the fact that we're not even worried about that, not we are very concerned about it. But I think that there's a lot of people that are looking at Trump and they want to look to their commander in chief. They want to turn to their president. And he's not focused on that at all. He's not.
Yeah.
He's focused on playing golf and trying to get proof of fraudulent votes instead of going, my God, the country's getting destroyed right now. Cases are at an all-time high. More than ever in this month of November. We're not even done with November, y'all. Not even done with November. And there's been more cases this November than the entire time we've been in lockdown, y'all. In just one single month. An unfinished month, y'all. So.
Yeah. Someone said that if you compare it, it's like having 4 or 5 completely packed 747 Boeings going down every day. That's how many people we're losing. That's how many people are dying every single day. It's like having 4 or 5 planes crash.
That is a very
everyone gets really
opinion.
Plane goes down and a whole plane like crashes and dies. Everyone in the world tries to help locate it, and everyone comes together and everything, and this is happening every single day. And it just is like, oh, okay. It's like, but Trump's really worried that he doesn't want Biden to be able to take the credit for getting the vaccine out.
That's it, and that's the other thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's the other thing. He sits there and he's like, "Oh, this was implemented by me. I want you to let you guys know I'm the one who's pushing this vaccine." You know what I'm saying? It's like, who gives a damn? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's putting this out. Just put it out so that people can get well. Stop turning this into an ego trip. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to stamp Trump on everything, so that we can get things moving. And the fact that you can't accept what possibly will be the inevitable, which is him stepping down as president, the fact that you won't do that is so frustrating to me. You know what I mean? It's just very frustrating.
Yeah.
And Mel just said something. How many people are dying from cancer or heart attack every day? More than one plane a day. No, and that's true too. That's true too. You got a very good point, Mel. But I'll say this though. Those things, of course, like cancer is something that if you work hard at it and you are one of the lucky ones, you can get through it. Sure. A heart attack, yes. If you eat right every single day, and take care of yourself, you could still get a heart attack. But at the same time, when it comes to this virus, you just go into a supermarket and walk out, you can get the virus like that. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter if you were a heavy smoker every single day, or if you were, doing copious amounts of cocaine all the time, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that could cause a heart attack or cancer, and then that is very true. There are people out there that have never touched a cigarette, never touched a drug, and still get lung cancer, for crying out loud, for example. You know what I'm saying? So those things do happen. But this is something that could be prevented. This is a virus that we could not actually have or get or die from. And yet we still have a plane a day, for example, going down. And that's heavy, man. If we could prevent it, if we could find a way to not have this and worry about heart attacks and cancer instead, by taking a vaccine, okay. I mean, I personally don't want to take it. But at the same time, if that's something that we need so that we can stop this craziness so that we can get this country back up and running again? Cool. I wish they would put so much time too, Mel. I wish they would put this amount of time and focus on cancer. Finding a cure for it. Or finding a cure, something that could help with, heart attacks, because those happen every single day too. You're right. Damn, I wish they could do that stuff. Real talk.
Yeah, there's leaps and bounds they've made over the years about stopping people from dying from heart attacks and stents and from curing cancers and everything else. I mean, there's they've put money towards it all, but comparing, those types of diseases to a virus is, it's apples to oranges. You can't have the same conversation and try to compare them and be, well, what about cars? Just ban all the cars. Like that's someone that doesn't want to actually talk about the coronavirus. That's, I don't know. It's not the same way.
And I get it. And I get it. A lot of us are tired of it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm really tired of talking about it. We've been talking about it, since the day it spawned. You know what I mean? Since the day they started talking about it in China. You know what I'm saying? Like when they said they started seeing cases in China. When there were cruise ships, you know what I'm saying, that were coming into coasts, the U.S. coasts, and they were quarantining people off from that. You know what I mean? Because those people were getting the Rona. They had the Rona as well. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so much that we have been talking about in regards to this, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm real tired of it, and I cannot wait for us to be able to say, remember that thing back in the day? I can't wait for that conversation. That it's not a everyday, daily thing. If that's the vaccine, great. If it's not the vaccine, okay, cool. As long as it's something that becomes something that we have talked about in the past. Because personally, I feel like I talk about it every single day. For the most part, it is in the forefront of our brain, in the forefront of our minds every single day. It is a constant reminder. Every single time you put on a mask, you're constantly thinking about it. Every time you use hand sanitizer, wash your hands. Go into a public place. Shoot, go to an event where there are other people around. Is consistently in the back, at least for me, it's consistently in the forefront of my mind. And I cannot wait for that moment when we can just stop. You know what I'm saying? We could just stop this trash, But yeah, Tyrannus just said it's the new normal. Absolutely. It is most definitely the new normal. It might be the new normal for 2 to 3 more years until it's gone, until this virus is officially gone. It's crazy. But anyway, we got to jump into a quick commercial break. This will be a very quick one. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Love, peace, and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare, STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare, STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
You're gonna perform
I'm sorry,
tonight.
I can't make this interview boring because this
No, it's
man
not
is
boring.
too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that subscribe button. It would be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. I do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I also do an evening show Tuesdays through Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, I said it, from Tuesday to Thursday. You get me twice a day. It's a wonderful thing. So sometimes I open up the phone lines, we get the conversations going and all that stuff, or we cover things that we may have missed in the morning show during that time as well. We had a very cool conversation last week, last Wednesday, about the Kyle Rittenhouse shootings and all that. And so, yeah, we try to cover things like that as much as we can on the evening show. So definitely you got to tune in if you can. Be a part of the Pascal Show family. Crush that subscribe button. That would really mean a lot. Also, hit that like button down below, y'all. Hit that like button down below. I can't talk. Down below. That would really mean a lot. Anyway, we got to jump into this next thing. It's a little bit of pop culture. A little bit of some fun, something light. Something about Chris Brown and the Soul Train Awards. Jack's got the story. What's a guan, bruh?
So the Soul Train Awards were last night and aired on BET. And Chris Brown won 4 of the 12 awards presented, taking home the trophies.
Damn.
And he which included R&B or Best R&B Soul Male Artist, Go Crazy. Brown's collab with Young Thug won 3 awards, including Song of the Year. And then he also got a couple other people on here. H.E.R. I don't know if people just say her.
Her. Yeah, her.
Won 2 awards, Best R&B Soul Female Artist, and the Ashford and Simpson Songwriters Award for I Can't Breathe. And that I Can't Breathe song is also Grammy nominated this year as well. And then in her, she got got 8 nominees, and Chris Brown had 7. But he took home 4.
Word.
Summer Walker's debut album, Over It, reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 and won Album of the Year.
That's dope.
You got Megan the Stallion with Savage, which reached number 1 on the Hot 100, and she won the Rhythm and Bars Award for the Smash. Beyonce shared the Video of the Year award for Brown Skin Girl with her 8-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy, as well as St. John and WizKid. And that video is also nominated for a Grammy for Best Music Video.
Oh.
Snow Allegra.
Okay.
Allegra. A Swedish singer-songwriter based in Los Angeles took Best New Artist for the album Ugh, Those Feels Again, which reached number 73 on the Billboard 200. And then you got Brandy and Monica, who teamed up to record the 1998 classic The Boy Is Mine. Each received an award. Brandy took the Soul Train Certified Award, and Monica received the Lady of Soul Award.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, I didn't get a chance to watch any of the highlights or anything, but I'll have to queue them up a little bit later. And
well, I'll say
see
this.
how the reactions were.
I want to say this. I'm very, very happy about Chris Brown winning that award, winning a bunch of awards. I mean, he's come a long way, especially with everything that has happened in the past and all that. The fact that he is, also those Go Crazy, you can't escape that song. I mean, it's playing everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's catchy as hell. It's a good song. It's a great song. He's got some really great stuff. I mean, come on. It's Chris Brown you're talking about. It's one of the biggest artists out there still living to this day. He's a very talented guy, extremely brilliant, super talented dude. And I'm very happy for him to the fact that he's able to do what he does and continue making records and getting the accolades that he rightfully deserves. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. Her is extremely talented, so huge shout out to her. And also Monica getting the that Soul Train Award for what was it called again? I forgot. Shoot.
Monica's one.
Lady of Soul?
I think yeah, Lady of Soul.
Lady of Soul is huge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nice to see her back in the headlines and back in the stories again. I thought she was a really talented, very very talented artist, and it sucks when I guess when a genre goes away. When a sound of music kind of goes away, and a lot of artists seem to disappear with that as well. That's Brandy as well. You know what I'm saying? I used to love Brandy back in the day. I had a huge crush on Brandy back in the day. Let me keep it real. But boyhood crush. But at the same time, they had their thing, and then as that sound kind of goes away, their voices go away. So the fact that they're kind of coming back is kind of dope too. You know what I mean? That little bit of nostalgia is really nice. And like I said, I'd really love to hear them come back with some new music. You know what I'm saying? Music's been going the one way for a really long time, and has been sounding one way. And I'm tired of I'm tired of seeing them change. I want to see them change it a little bit, kind of go back to a little bit of a throwback, not like some old Don't get me wrong, Luther Vandross, era and all that. Don't get me wrong, I love that stuff too. Never too much, but at the same time, we don't need to bring all that back. But I'm just saying, just the sound has kind of gone one way, and I feel like the sound of the singing has changed quite a bit too. It's not even about singing anymore. It's just kind of, you know what I'm saying? And I know that's a very strong statement to make, but I think that there's something that we can bring back, some elements of the old that they can bring into the new, so that allows some singers to actually sing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you see the Adeles and Sam Smiths singing, but you never hear any of these other artists really sing anymore. Like the Tony Braxtons, the Monicas, the Brandys. You know what I'm saying? Please unbreak my heart. Come on, bring that stuff back. Some of those tracks were dope. Oh shoot, shoot. But I would love to have them bring some of that back. Just some elements. Nowadays is man, they got WAP. They got another one. What was it? I think the song's called "Throat Me," something like that. I forgot what it's called. But I'm just saying, bruh, I get it. You got to have those shocking tracks, but where's the other stuff? There isn't that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, I heard a song. Man, hold up. I need to Google this really quick. I got to Google this really quick because I feel stupid for saying this because I don't want to say it wrong. Hold on. Throat Baby by Cash Cash. And real talk, it's really I guess the radio edit is called Go Baby, but it's called Throat Baby. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for everything like that too in music, like WAP and all that stuff. But it's funny because right underneath Throat Baby, there's throat cancer. I'm done. Anyway, that's just in the Google. But anyway, what I just find it very interesting that the music isn't the same anymore. And so the fact that they're giving some of those artists, and they're bringing some of those artists back again, it'd be nice to have those tracks, those kind of tracks. I mean, even Beyonce used to do some big hits, like big tracks like that, and she's not really doing those kind of tracks anymore. And don't get me wrong, her tracks, people love Beyonce. I'm not knocking the Beehive. And I mean, so Beehive, do not come at me. But at the same time, there's a lot of music that just kind of, that genre of music kind of disappeared. And now the only people that are really singing anymore are Adele and Sam Smith. That's it. I mean, I'll even take Ruben Studdard up in this place. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I get you're sorry. You already said it 17 times in the chorus. So I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? There's just no big boom, wow. Now it's breathy, smoky voices on top of dope beats, or dudes talking about throat baby, or rappers rapping about WAP. And that's it. So I would love for them to bring some of that stuff back. Even Justin Bieber, literally, what's up with it's all Blue-Eyed Soul? It's all Blue-Eyed Soul. Where's the soul? Where's the straight soul, y'all? Real talk. Don't worry, I'll wait. Where's soul? Nowadays. Doesn't exist right now. Anybody? Jack?
I don't have a response for you.
I know.
I was distracted by reading the lyrics
I'm
of
just
Throat
playing.
Baby.
Yeah, you're reading the lyrics? Oh, gosh, please. Throat Baby. You're going to do the Ben Shapiro real quick? You want to read it for us real quick?
I can't read this.
You can't read that? Hold up.
No, there's too many, repeated words I can't say.
Oh, have mercy.
And then just the overall, some of these lyrics are.
You sexy little B word.
In a row that has something that I can't say.
You sexy little O. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. Let a young Edward come play in your. Okay, I'll stop there. Yeah. But that's a song.
Yes, it is.
That's a song on the radio right now, yo. Bruh! That's just wrong. But hey, people eat that stuff. Literally. Eat that stuff up. Nummy. But yeah, that's a real thing. That is a real thing. That's what he said too. That's a real thing, baby.
Money, I give it to her. Clock on the rocks, I give it to her. That's
done.
the one line I can read.
Bruh, I'm done. But anyway, that's the thing. That is really a thing. That is something that people really do. I mean, we all listen to that on the radio. People are just bopping to that stuff. That was not pun intended, but might as well throw it in there.
I just understand what the song's about, too. Because when you say throat baby, it makes it seem like you're talking about just the girl. But when you pluralize it, throat babies, I'm trying to give them to you. Throat babies, I'm trying to bust all on you.
Yep. Yeah.
And this is on radio? For our children to listen to? On Z1077?
Nah, here it is. There's nothing wrong with new, because I see Lax Payne said, I won't participate in this shaking old man fist at new music. Nah, I'm not knocking new music. I'm just saying that there's room for other things too. And I'm saying, why not bring the old with the new and merge them together? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I would love to see hybrids of things. That's what we need more than anything right now. That's my personal opinion. I ain't shaking my fist at any old stuff. Some of this stuff is just hilarious that's on the radio. They were like, oh, wow, hey, wait a second, what about something for the dudes? And then they came out with this song. It's just funny. That's all. It's just funny to me. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean, you know, of course, back in the day, our parents, you know, my parents were sitting there going, you know, what happened to the, you know, the music of yester? You know what I mean? These kids are just, their brains are getting turned into mush off the stuff that the 2 Live Crew and such. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's always room. There's always room for every adult to sit there and go, oh, music ain't the same no more. And I guess that's my little thing. My little rant. All I'm saying is that I would love to see a time when they could merge the two together, because there's a way that you can do it, you know, and maybe it can really merge generations together too as well. And I think that would be really cool. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I've yet to see any singers really come out with music that's like, wow. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Mr. Super just said, yeah, like a virgin, pour some sugar on me, hot for teacher. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
They're less explicit, though. Those were all like innuendos.
Yeah, there was all innuendos. And I mean, and that's fine too. We're, you know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with them going in and just saying, keeping it real. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? There's room for everybody. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
True.
That's hopefully not what she said. But anyway, real quick, we got to talk about this really quick, really quick, because I just saw somebody come on and talk about this. Emily Head just said, you know, are you going to talk about this Sarah Fuller thing? I'm going to talk about it for very, very briefly. You know what I mean? Yes. Back in the day, we had classy music like Do Me Baby and Knockin' Boots. You know what I mean? Somebody out there knocking on boots. I mean, come on. That was, yes. That was true. That is very much just straightforward. But Sarah Fuller, kicker for the Vanderbilt football team. You don't know about this, Jack?
So I saw that she was making some debut, but I didn't know what happened with it.
Yeah, she made a debut, and she was during the Vanderbilt versus Mizzou game, she made history, being one of the first females to be a part of a football team, and a lot of people are getting mad about it because one, her debut was lackluster. She made the kick where she kicked, but it was like a squib kick. And it was not like a real, she didn't kick it and sail the football 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? It was like she kicked it and went down to I don't know. I don't even know how many yards, to be honest. But it was a little lackluster. People were really feeling some type of way about it. And to be really straight funky with you on it, the coach said that was their plan. She was going to come in and she was going to, it was like a bunt. You know what I mean? Like she just kind of tapped it over instead of just making it sail. So she did exactly what the coach asked her to do. And I think that there's a lot of people that are very upset. Yeah, 30-yard kick. So she did a 30-yard kick. Thank you, Stephen. 30-yard kick. And it's like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? She did exactly what the coach asked her to do. I understand that her debut was not like some amazingly, astronomically mind-blowing kick where she just freaking kicked the thing and it just went off the field or some ish like that. But it's just like, hey, she just did something that was groundbreaking. Why not just let it be what it is? She did something groundbreaking. Be done with it. There's going to be plenty of other games where she's going to get a chance to kick. This ain't her first and last. She's going to do what she needs to do because she did exactly what the coach asked her to do. That was the plan, therefore she did it. I don't understand. I did a standalone, a pop-up video about it, and I got so much heat for it because I was sitting there going, I don't understand what's the big deal about a girl being a kicker. This is unnecessary roughness in real life. Real talk. She's Kathy Ireland. That's it. That's it.
Well,
Oh, she has one game left against Georgia. Okay. So then she has one more game left. Okay. Sure. But there's all the other times that she can go. I mean, there's always next year if she has another season. God knows what. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that it's, oh God, it's the worst ever. I'll just say, hey, let her just do what she needs to do, man. Apparently she's a really good kicker. She's a soccer player. So she knows how to kick a ball. So I don't understand why people were really upset about that. A lot of people are feeling some type of way about the emasculating side of it. They think that is emasculating the sport of football. I really don't think so. I personally don't think so. What are your thoughts?
I think that integration of the two is always good if it's a possibility. I don't think that most women could go and be a linebacker and be able to be competitive or safe, just because of the sheer size difference of people and male muscles versus female muscles. It is what that comes down to in those situations. For the position that she was in, to be a kicker, I think it's a very big step for her to be able to do that. I don't know if there's other spots where female players can be mixed in on a football team.
No, and that's the thing. I don't see women playing like quarterback or like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see other positions unless that's one tough son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? But I could see kicker. I don't see a problem with a kicker.
And with kicker, if somebody could come and lay her flat.
True. That is true too. But how often does that happen? Does that happen all the time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It just takes once.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. It only takes once.
Yeah.
Oh, Steven just said she's a senior. She doesn't have next year. Okay. Well, okay, my personal opinion is this. I think that, and I've already stated this in the pop-up video, but I don't see any problem with this. And if this is her last year and she just did something and she just broke the mold, then good on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this paves the way for other kickers, for other opportunities for women to be able to play as well. Not as like not as a quarterback or any other, defensive lineman or anything like that. But, maybe this opens up an opportunity for women to be a part of the sport other than just being a cheerleader on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just opens it up a tiny bit. It doesn't rip the whole freaking thing open and say, come on in, ladies. No, I don't think that. But I think that the fact that she did that is groundbreaking and, it's history in the making. And I think it's a cool thing, Yeah. Like I said, it's unnecessary roughness. Except she's not Kathy Ireland, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all. I think it's a good thing.
Congrats to her.
Lax Payne just said it's hard to speak about the subject honestly without sounding chauvinistic. And I coached college women's lacrosse in 2019. Okay, and that's fair. I think that it is hard to talk about something like this, even when I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? As much as I try to be a gentleman about this, and try to be, as open-minded as I possibly can, I still am sitting here going, well, I don't see a woman being a quarterback. You see what I'm saying? Amongst a whole bunch of men, laying her the F out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, that just seems. But kicker, I see that being more tangible for women to play, for a position for a woman to play. But like I said, even me saying something like that makes me sound chauvinistic as well. I'm not trying to sound chauvinistic, but in my mind, I go, well, I would, if my daughter came to me and said, I want to play football, I'd be like, Hell no. You know what I'm saying? You want to die? No, baby. No. You're not going to play. No. How about soccer? You know what I'm saying? How about field hockey, softball, anything else, not football? So anyway, I digress. Anyway, guys, that's about it, y'all. That wraps up the show today. I appreciate all y'all for being on the show, being a part of the conversation and all of that. Jack, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Real quick, I just wanted to say today was a very tough one for me. But I want to say a big thank you to all you guys for being a part of the conversation today, because, today marks the first anniversary of my father's passing. And I can't express to you guys how hard today has been, how hard this morning has been. He is, obviously, as I said in this morning, he is somebody who is I held very dear to me. He is my father. As I said before, he is a remarkable human being, or he was a remarkable human being. And every day I try to emulate him as much as I can to the best of my ability. I was lucky to have him as a father. And he's somebody I would never... I wouldn't have wanted any other dad, you know? He's a very special person. And like I said, last year, he lost his battle to Parkinson's disease. So, as you guys might know or may not know, that's why I kind of hold whole Parkinson's disease kind of near and dear to my heart. Because it is a disease that it is a condition that still has no cure to it. And there's many people that are battling with it every single day. More and more people are getting diagnosed with it. And I got to tell you, it is a savage of a disease. And all I can say is when he left, we were all devastated, but we knew that he was not in pain anymore. So I appreciate all you guys for being on today and being with me today. Because like I said, I really needed you guys today. I was contemplating doing a show today. I was this close, really this close to not doing a show this morning because my heart is broken, But I did think about what my dad would do if he were in my shoes. And I know for a fact he would get on and just start talking. And that's exactly what I did this morning. So I appreciate all of you for being on today with me, sitting with me, talking with me. I really appreciate it. And like I said, these are the times that I lean on you guys, on the fam. So I appreciate all you guys. And yeah, I miss my dad a lot. And I know a lot of you guys know what I mean. So anyway, to my dad, I love you. May you rest in peace. May you rest in heaven. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. And I really do appreciate all the blessings and well wishes to me. It does really mean a lot. And like I said, I couldn't have done this show or get through this 2020 without you guys. So I appreciate all y'all. And, mwah, to the whole Pascal Show family. Like I already said, I will not be on tonight, but I will be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to be on and chop it up with me then. Okay? So be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. If your parents are still around, give them a call. I'm sure they would really appreciate hearing your voice. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Stay blessed out there, okay? This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Love, peace, and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that. So what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.